The organisation I have chosen to base my case study analysis on is the Estee Lauder company. Estee Lauder is a publicly traded, family-controlled company of which has a long-term orientation and focus on sustainable growth. Estee Lauder founded the company in 1946. She juggled the expected roles of serving as a wife and a mother with her passion and love for beauty. She was a strong believer that with hard work anything was possible, and with this belief she changed the face of the cosmetic industry. Estee believed she had an innate instinct for what women wanted, so by using her own products, of which her chemist uncle created in the kitchen, and showing the results on her own face, she began to promote her newfound company. This family business quickly grew into the biggest cosmetic giants of today, owning 45% of this ever-growing industry, and thus her story and company's ethos is one that should not be ignored. This report will explore how Estee Lauder created a company that is continuing to outsell its competitors and thus grow. By analysing deeper the organisation's culture and leadership style, one can begin to reflect on their journey. The aim of this report is to explore further Estee Lauder Company's culture and leadership style. To do this, I have set out the following objectives. The first objective is to explore how Estee Lauder's leadership style may have impacted on the company's remarkable growth and journey from a family-run business into the cosmetic giants they are today. This objective aims to give insight into the company's true importance of a company's culture in relation to its success. The second objective is to research into the relevance of gender within a company, specifically commenting on females being in more senior positions. This is relevant within the Estee Lauder company, as they boast about 51% of women in senior vice president positions and above, of which is extraordinarily high. The third objective follows on from the Estee Lauder's belief that she possessed the knowledge of what women want. One will explore this idea further, concluding as to why this may have impacted the highly female team. My fourth and final objective is to explore Estee Lauder Company's ethical marketing techniques. This is a prevalent issue within the cosmetic industry and thus would give insight into whether it affects a company's success. Throughout this project, the topics I will research further in order to provide the relevant insight needed to complete an efficient report are the impact of females being in senior positions within an organisation, specifically concentrating on whether this is a common trait of companies within the cosmetic industry, of which still remains extremely female-orientated. Alongside this, I will analyse Estee Lauder's current ethical ethos, of which is an extremely hot topic within the cosmetic industry in today's socially aware society. I will utilise my findings into creating a conclusion as to whether this moral approach has impacted their success. Alongside this, sufficient research of Estee Lauder Company's culture will be undergone in order to understand their success further. Drawing from leadership models, I shall identify the model Estee Lauder follows and analyse it further. Throughout this project, I will not be researching too deeply into the development of Estee Lauder's products, as I do not believe that this will provide the insight needed for this report. In terms of the culture prevalent within the Estee Lauder company, it is clear that they focus on challenging and pushing the boundaries within the cosmetic industry. An example of this can be seen when exploring the earlier stages of Estee Lauder. With no budget to advertise, they relied heavily on sample giveaways, confident enough their consumers would then snap up their products. Competitors and friends alike thought this idea to be crazy and could not understand why anyone would give a product away for free. However, this motion of free samples is now a common practice within most industries and is a marketing technique, along with many others, that was pioneered by Lauder. Her tradition of innovation continues, with Forbes ranking Estee Lauder at number 15 on the 2013 list of world's best at pushing the boundaries of the new. When placing this leadership style on the Blake Moulton model, it is clear Estee Lauder took an authoritative approach by following her gut rather than the ideas of and opinions of her friends and competitors. This practice translated into their workplace culture that they currently have at the moment. as they encourage continuous learning and adaptation. This is in the form of a strong focus on innovation, and they expect ideas to come from their most senior executives to their newest employees. Although as seen above, Estee Lauder ensures all members of her team hold a substantial role within the organisation, taking on a rather paternal role that arguably would be more expected of a woman, especially in those days. Her leadership skills cannot be questioned. In Times Magazine 1998 list of the 20 most influential business geniuses of the 20th century, Lauder was the only woman to feature. She is a firm believer that only hard work will lead to success, coining quotes such as, "I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it," in her book Estee, A Success Story. It is clear that Estee is a firm believer that gender, especially in the earlier stages of her career, where it was frowned upon for a woman to take on a job outside of the family home, should not act as an obstacle in an individual's dreams. This is expressed further when analysing the Estee Lauder Company's business roles model, where 51% of women are in senior vice president positions and above. One reason given for the high successful female representation within the organisation can be related to Estee Lauder's high-touch service, the belief that every woman through the correct use of skincare can be beautiful, and thus these workers all share the same fundamental relatable belief. Alongside her groundbreaking marketing and leadership techniques, one factor that must not be ignored when analysing Estee Lauder's success is their moral and socially aware practices. They value themselves as being one of the first beauty companies to prove that safety can be validated by means other than animal testing. This is through their strong partnership with the Institute for In Vitro Sciences, known as IIVS, a non-profit research and testing program dedicated to the development of advancements of in vitro, non-animal methods worldwide. In today's more socially aware society, individuals take a greater interest in how and where the products they are buying have came from, and thus this apparent social marketing technique must also be a considerable factor of Estee Lauder's success. After evaluating and comparing all of the available research method approaches, I was able to justly choose quantitative and qualitative methods designed to explore and give insight on this topic further. I will be drawing heavily from Estee Lauder's book, Estee, A Success Story. This reading will provide first-hand insight into what Lauder believes determined her success, thus covering further her leadership skills and the company's culture. Alongside this, I will be comparing statistics between Estee Lauder and their competitors. This will be in the form of sale figures and patriarchal roles within the organisations. This will allow one to comment whether the beauty industry as a whole is more female orientated. Furthermore, I will create a poll-style questionnaire to answer to what degree individuals make socially aware decisions when purchasing products. I will aim to receive 100 responses and will utilise my personal social media as a platform, as I believe this will allow me to connect with the targeted individuals. Thank you for listening.